mind. I don't know why. Perhaps you could tell me.
You are now listening to the Latino Free Mind podcast. Enjoy the show.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Latino Free Minds, episode 111. How you doing, Christian?
Doing good. Glad to be back on Latino Free Minds.
Yeah. It's been it was pretty warm today, actually.
It was
Hot
real
day.
hot, man. Yeah,
Um,
I'm still in jeans all day.
I know. I was like, oh, felt all sweaty when I got home. But how's everything been on? Don't mind us.
It's been good. I don't think I've been on there for a week or two myself. It's been a couple of things just piling up. Kids get sick. I don't even got kids get sick.
Yeah. No, I mean, life. Things happen.
Life gives you lemons.
But no, we just wanted to hop on and do a quick episode and just kind of talk about
Something a little sweet.
talk about what we've been working on. So obviously, we've been talking to candidates for California state governor, and we've actually got 5 of them on the schedule. We have David Serpa, I believe, on June 3rd. So then we have Daniel Mercury on June 18th. And then Leo Zaki, June 24th. And Steve Hilton right now is July 15th. And the one a lot of people were asking for, Chad Bianco, July 22nd.
That's the one I'm looking forward to just either watch it from the sidelines or that one's gonna be good.
Yeah, no, I think they're all going to be pretty interesting. You know what I mean? I was looking at some of their, what would you call it, profiles, or just stuff that they have online, their campaign websites, and they all got interesting things. It's just, you got to find the, how would you put it, the right person that's actually gonna deliver, right? Because anybody can talk a good game, a big game, but it's like when it comes down to actually getting things done and really trying to turn the state around, that's when you're gonna kind of get to see what's up. But yeah, so we got all those people lined up right now. We might have to make an announcement on one tomorrow. We'll see. Some people might be surprised, some not. But we'll see. We'll see tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So it's I was looking up the primaries for this governor race are in June. So that's when we would vote for the top, 2 candidates. And so we got a year to kind of go through these candidates and see, who's going to be the person that hopefully represents the people and like I said earlier, turns everything around. Because there's people that might not be as known as others, but they might have what it takes. So that's what we're gonna try to figure out. Yeah. So
Hey, California needs it.
yeah, it
They need
does.
somebody.
Yeah, something different, right? We've been under Democrat control, I think, for between, it's either 20 to 30 years, somewhere in that range. And
Yeah.
we live here. Anybody that lives here knows that it's not good. I can't say in my lifetime California has improved. So we gotta hopefully we're at the point where a lot of people are saying enough is enough, and we're gonna make a change out here.
Did you ever watch Smallville? Dad, you know what it is?
Is that
Smallville?
is that supposed to be like the Superman show?
From when, like, yeah, back in the day?
No,
It
I never watched that.
No?
No, I
Or the
know
beginning
about though.
the beginning of that show, the trailer, whatever, it would be like there would be somebody just yelling, "Save me!" that's it reminds me of the state that we're in. Just yelling, "Save me!" at the top of our lungs.
Yeah, I mean, well, we're only we can save ourselves, right? As a state,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to put a focus on these candidates, and we'll see what happens. Let me see something real quick. Mm.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
it's
yeah,
good.
those dates are gonna come up quick though.
Yeah. And it's
So
good. People are going to be able to kind of tap in and see what these candidates are fighting for, or what's a major concern for them individually.
yeah, what would you say, like, before, I guess, before we um talk to them, what's the one thing you kind of want to find out or focus on? You know what I mean?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I just um well, living in California, man. How are you gonna make it safer, man? What's your solution to this homeless problem? You know, I think that's something major. Just the safety of the citizens, and yeah, that's what I always think. Safety, because if
Hmm.
if you're safe, if you feel safe in your town, or you feel safe at your work or wherever, you're able to relax more, you're able to innovate.
Hmm.
That's what I would think. But if you're in a constant state of stress where, fuck, man, every time I go walking down the street for lunch, that homeless guy's gonna punch me in the back of the head, and for his $12 lunch, dude, it's not worth it. And you see the videos, people, whether it used to be the knockout game, now it's just homeless people just hitting PG&E workers, working on mainlands and whatever, probably infrastructure that they messed up themselves. So yeah, man, safety. How can you secure, make sure that, again, our kids are safe.
Hmm.
These schools have proper, security. You know,
Yeah.
that's what I think of safety. How are you gonna make it more safe? You know.
No, that's a good one. Yeah, I think a lot of people are not worried about that, but like have that in mind. Just with the Prop 36 passing, and that
Mhm.
was making it more what do you call it, severe punishment, right, for certain crimes. So I think, yeah, a lot of the people here in California, safety and just feeling like, like you said, you're not going to be outside and someone's going to come rob you or
Mhm.
attack you or something. Just a little rule of law, so to speak, um, is important to a lot of people.
Well, you see, once safety's gone out the way, and it's just order, right? Sometimes you do need a little bit of order, and when you get, man, I don't need just to blame it on immigrants, but that's all I can think of, man. When I'm driving on the road, and there's these other little, you know, maybe I'm judging a book by a cover, but I see these janky cars, man, not obeying the speed limit. And there's a little bit too, going fast, and then doing reckless maneuvers, and it's you just look into the car and you're like, oh man, it's over. But yeah, I think everything gets affected, man, when people aren't being a good citizen, a good Samaritan, right?
Oh yeah.
Um, Again, I mean, I joke around on DMU about the gypsies, always in the center aisles and all that, asking for money. To me, that's dangerous, man. I'm they pop up. They're running around and stop traffic, and next thing you know is there's one in front of you, and it's green light for you. And
Hmm.
you get hit. Guess what? You're in California. You're gonna have to pay that guy out. You know, somebody that was you know panhandling in the middle of the street. Now you're affected by it. Get that out of here. There
Hmm.
should be nobody on the street. That's a dangerous place.
Yeah.
Um, that's what I think of. Just little things like that. Just but big, big, big.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good one. Cost of living, as far as like
Mm-hmm.
things being a little more affordable here in California. I think a lot of things are way overpriced. You know, especially taxes. The insane amount of taxes that we had to pay in California, and
Fees.
it's been funny because I've been seeing like I think we kind of talked about it Monday. We like people are posting uh, their gas prices in different states, and you see gas prices at like 2.45 a gallon, you know, and then you're driving around here in California and you're seeing like 4.89,
Mm-hmm.
5.29, and people that aren't as informed, they still blame Trump for that, but it's like no,
Mm-hmm.
we're uh we're overtaxed when it comes to just putting gas in your car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chevron, a lot of Chevrons have that little QR code that you send me,
Mm-hmm.
where what I think the one you said you just paid what did it say, half a gallon in taxes,
Yeah, he just paid like a quarter tank in tax and
a quarter tank in
fees.
taxes. And it's like, yeah, it's true. I think last time I seen some arcos will have like the total, so it'll tell you
God.
70 cents is for this tax, 15 cents is for this tax, and it just basically you add it all up, it's like ends up being like
Mm-hmm.
a dollar 60, close to a
Well.
dollar 60, a dollar 75 just per gallon in taxes. So if you
Mm-hmm.
take that off the, you know, four, what is it, 490, whatever it's at, then you're in the low threes. So you're pretty
Mm-hmm.
close to, that 245 in Texas or Florida. But, you know, and then the refineries are
I did not know that, Daniel.
going to shut down. So they're projecting that gas in California, if that does happen, which it sounds like it is, it could make gas go up to like $8 a gallon. And it's just for, poor management of the state policies that just makes all these businesses want to leave, and then we the people here in California end up having to
Mm-hmm.
pay for it, financially.
Yeah. Gas cars? They just really want to push that green stuff, you know?
Hmm.
Um, yeah, man. I mean, we're just entering the summer over here in It's summer, right? Would you call this summer?
Yeah, I believe June 21st is officially the first day.
Okay. So then, we're on the doorsteps of summer, and um brownouts. They're prevalent last year, and it's like you said, it's in June something and it's May 21st today. It was hot
Hmm.
yesterday, so um I assume there's a lot more EVs driving around this year, trying to get that $7,000 tax break, $8,000 tax break. A lot of people switching from Teslas to uh whatever other lame electric car, you know.
Yeah.
Um but we'll see. We'll see what kind of stress that puts on the grid,
Hmm.
and we'll see if Gilroy is able to make it.
Yeah. No, and that's one of the, whenever we do get the candidates on, that is one of the questions that we're going to ask, I think, is, having realistic views on things like that, and the grid and how it can support, some of the things that they're trying to push here. It doesn't seem realistic, but maybe we just need new leadership, and that's what we're trying to figure out who the right person is going to be for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think the Home Depot near my house, I can still buy a, a gasoline chainsaw. So
Okay.
I'm just trying to save up as as quick as I can and go buy myself one of those chainsaws. I bought the weed whacker like 2 years ago. You know, I don't want to buy batteries, dude. I have a whole bunch of batteries, Ryobi batteries, and they last a year, and they fail on me. And they're money, dude. It's $200 for a
Hmm.
battery that's gonna last me for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And there's a battery for that, battery for this, battery for that. Echo's got a battery, DeWalt's got a battery, but no. Hey, did you see Home Depot? How they said that they're really not gonna raise any prices on
I, I I saw it real quick, but I didn't look at it. I
I
did
didn't click
see
on it either,
I
but I
did see
saw
that,
that it was like half of this, more than half of the stuff that they got is made in America, so that they're gonna be. It could be hearsay. Fact check me. Don't fact check me. I don't care. But that's cool, dude. I better go hurry up and get that chainsaw or change their mind.
no, I mean, well, that's the whole thing, right? About the tariff stuff that he's doing is so people
Hmm.
that invest in American companies, right? You buy American, that makes more jobs here versus jobs overseas. So, I have seen, based on, work and what I do, is stuff that's made here now is way cheaper, you know,
Hmm.
and it's not even close.
Yeah.
So I think that's the plus, right? We're buying things that are close to $200 each, and they're
Hmm.
made somewhere else, and then you find something made here and it's like 120, so you're saving 80
Hmm.
bucks per item. It's a huge difference. So
Yeah.
that's
No,
just
and
that's the positive of it that I think people need to keep in
yeah.
mind and focus on.
Right away, Daniel, I think I got another notification almost like immediately saying um Nike will will definitely be raising their prices. So,
Which is kind of crazy because they do they
no.
do most of their manufacturing in China, right?
Right.
So um they already have cheap labor, and I think they already overpriced things. So you know that they're gonna increase prices on something that's already overpriced. That's kind of crazy, but that's that's where their focus on is, right? They're focused on just making more money and kind of taking advantage of that situation. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you know,
Trying to help these kids in the factory. Trying
pretty much,
to
pretty
make these
much.
jobs over here.
But what do you think about the whole? Because I'm sure you saw the whole Biden has cancer thing.
Aggressive.
Yeah, what do you think of that?
I don't know, man. I mean, he had something. He had something during that presidency, and I seen a couple of people or doctors apparently give their take, and they're like, "There's no cancer that from here to the next day, and then it's suddenly aggressive."
Yeah,
Um, Again, don't fact check me on that, but I'm seeing a lot of people say it's not something that's just here today, and or you wake up with it.
yeah, and then yeah, that's true because as far as I knew, that you know, I believe all presidents go through an annual medical check,
I hope so.
and and that kind of leads into what a lot of people were already thinking, right? That he had some sort of illness or something going on, and they're hiding it. But something like you said, like a cancer that's aggressive, it doesn't just happen overnight. So as he took all these medical checkups year after year, and none of that was made public, you know what I mean? Or at least they were saying, "Oh no, this guy's healthy." Um, just goes to show that the whole even the doctors in this case or whatever, they weren't being truthful, right, to the American public.
Somebody lied.
Oh yeah,
Somebody lied, and they made a book about it. Jake Tapper. Is it Jake Tapper? Yeah, Jake Tapper. I think he made a book about the decline. Right.
yeah,
I think there's a whole bunch of videos of him and uh, who are those the Italians in New York that were grabbing people. The
yeah.
governor.
Hmm.
Those guys sharp as a tack. You know. I think I just saw somebody interviewed who's Pocahontas.
Hmm.
They interviewed
Elizabeth Warren.
yeah, they got Elizabeth Warren, and they went ahead and asked, and they said, "You said he was as sharp as a tack," and he goes,
Hmm.
"Oh, well, to me, yeah, he did seem," and he goes, "Was he sharper than you, or like was he would you say he was, as good as you?" And she's oh man, dumbfounded. So I mean, that's good. I think a lot more people need to put these people in the hot seat because they get away with little remarks that they don't really back up, you know.
Hmm.
So, and when it gets thrown in the face, they don't know what to do. Did you see Daniel? I think I'm not sure if this happened today or yesterday or 5 minutes, 10 minutes ago, that Trump sat down with the some agricultural guy or maybe the president or somebody from South Africa.
No, I didn't see that.
Well, the South Africa tried to do that Elizabeth Warren stuff, and no, I didn't. It's not happening, and it would never happen. My so and so wouldn't be here if there was a genocide happening, and there wouldn't be this if this is happening. And Trump brought in a TV, Daniel.
Did he basically debunk him
Yeah,
live or something?
debunked them live, made them watch the stuff we've been watching since COVID, right?
Hmm.
Just one of those reels. And I mean, the guy's shaking in his chair, he's fidgety and all that, and he's just, So yeah, it's everybody's old dishes or old rags are just coming out. So you gotta be careful.
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
think that's
We're
crazy.
here for it.
Yeah, yeah, and that was you said South Africa,
I believe it was South Africa.
because that's where they're getting all the immigrants from, right? Well,
The
the
refugees.
the refugees. And it's funny
Oh,
because it's like, you see families showing up together,
yeah. Waving what
versus
flag?
yeah, right, versus just random guys, just
Uh-huh.
men showing up.
Yeah,
It's
just
a
men.
it's a completely different uh
And
what
they
do you
hate
call
it.
it, perception or look than what we've been seeing recently.
Mhm.
So
I didn't understand that one. I didn't understand why people were upset, you know?
I don't think there's a valid reason of them being upset other than, if we want to be honest, it's just a skin color thing.
I didn't
You
wanna
know,
say it.
they're they're white people from South Africa,
Mhm.
so I think that's what kind of bothers the people that are bothered. It has nothing to do with you know anything other than that. That's just kind of how I think I see it. So that's interesting. It's interesting. I had to check that out with Trump.
Well
I didn't see it today.
well, dude, Rubio's been going off, dude. Talk about the glow up, man. Rubio, every other clip I see, dude's going off, you know? I think he was I don't know who it was, but he was going off on them pretty much. It was some senator, congressman kinda telling them like it needs to the immigration or whatever or refugee thing needs to be equal handed, and he's like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't need to be equal handed. It's we let in whoever we choose. We let in whatever refugees we choose. You just don't like that they're white, and it shows. you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out Rubio, dude.
Yeah. No, they've been doing some good stuff. I think they just passed the what is it, no tax on tips thing.
Mm.
So, you know, hopefully little by little the you know government, state, the House and the Senate, they actually start passing things, right? That's one of
Mm-hmm.
the things we talked about when Trump first got in is, I don't doubt Trump's trying to get things done. It's just the people that are in Congress, the people that are in the Senate that, kind of have, some of them seems like they got their own agendas and this or that, and you get a lot of that infighting instead of just focusing on what
Mm-hmm.
the people voted for. So, we'll see. They're the ones that have to make it happen. It's nice that Trump signs all these executive orders and all that, but if these things never get passed into law, then the next guy that gets in there that is the complete opposite of Trump is just gonna, you know, sign his order and get rid of that. So,
Mm-hmm.
right now that they have the ability, the lead, the majorities, that's what they should be doing. So, hopefully it's getting to that point. I don't know if they're waiting for it to get closer to midterms. You know what I mean? They don't. I
Yep.
get they're not trying to lose the majority they have, but also it's like you can't just sit on that forever either. People voted for change, right? And a lot of people wanted change pretty quick. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, but I think that's good to see. But let's keep it going
Right.
because
Yep.
yeah, the other thing is the what? No tax on overtime. You know, trying to add more. Yeah.
No tax on overtime.
hmm
You might
I
have to
I
go round
I
three.
they should
Pause.
have passed that. They should have passed that first.
Fuck. Damn.
Can you
Yeah, yeah.
imagine?
Because when you said Daniel, and sorry, LFM, if we got waitresses and all that listening, Daniel, when you said that, I said, well, how next step is getting rid of tipping altogether, or or making tipping earn it type of thing. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, no, I think you still have to earn it,
you gotta
right?
earn it, bro.
Yeah. You
You
can't
gotta
just
earn it
flip the screen and
today.
say make an option. Nah, bro, I'm gonna hit no, no tip.
Today, today I went to Starbucks today in the morning, Daniel, and I forgot it. I have the app. I haven't been to Starbucks in a long time. I've been drinking Folgers. Um, and today when I was time to pay, dude, opened up my wallet, took out the credit card, had it. She was about to grab it. I mean, it was in between her fingers, and I pull it out, and I go, "Whoop!" I was like, if I pay with this, there's a couple questions. You're gonna tell me there's a couple questions on that keyboard that I need to hit. Let me go get the app. Bear with me. Scan that app, and I don't gotta answer no questions. Just scan it, boom. And I felt it, Daniel. I felt a little bit of hatred coming in from the other side. Just
Mm. No, I'm just saying. Can you imagine? Like, obviously, there's a lot of people that still don't like Trump, right? But can you
Mhm.
imagine not getting taxed on the overtime you work? You know what I
not
mean?
getting, not
Yeah,
getting
no,
tags on them.
on the overtime. Like, and you see your check, just all that extra work you put in, you actually get to keep.
I'm gonna put it
Who
back
would
in the
not
economy. I'm gonna
who would
put it
not be
back in the
happy about
economy.
that? It'd be hard to. I
Yep.
can't imagine people being upset.
With all the leftover money, I'm gonna start my own chip factory.
There you go.
Yeah, dude, are you crazy? Even with that tip stuff, pause.
Yeah.
It's gonna put money back into people's where they could actually pay the bill on time. That's important too, Daniel. Just
Mm-hmm.
stuff going, people defaulting on loans and all that. Guilty. That's not good for the economy. You
Mm-mm.
don't want a lot of people defaulting on their loans, and right now, a lot of people are in between a rock and a hard place. So
Yeah.
that's not good. This is not
And
good.
again, it goes back to where we are, right? We're in
Hmm.
California, so if times are hard, for people in Florida, if you're having a hard time in Texas, just imagine.
Yeah,
just
just
im-
imagine the guy with the raptor in California living in San Ramon. Feel bad for that guy.
yeah, it's insane, but we'll see. We'll see how things play out, and hopefully once we're voted for governor and all that, hopefully we got a good person in there. Hopefully we don't end up with another Democrat, which still a possibility too. But we'll see the people that they have on their side. Um, they don't seem that strong. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And not that maybe maybe strong's not the word, but like they're not polished for when you compare them to like Newsom, like at least Newsom knows how to play the part,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And he kind of tries to be likable,
Hmm.
even though everybody knows he's full of crap.
These other guys are riding on coattails.
Yeah.
They're riding on California being blue no matter who. And guess what? It was a little red, and they're gonna put you to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Ooh. Clip it.
Yeah, the fight continues, dude. We keep going. Democrat or Republican. Again, we're gonna push their buttons until they see it the way we see it. Real
Mhm.
California born and raised natural Americans.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. Should be. Should be good.
Should be
It
good.
it was 40% red, right? In last election.
Yeah,
So you
that's a,
you you would have to imagine.
that's a purple state.
Yeah, you're getting there. You're getting closer to 50. Um, people are still struggling here. We've
Hmm.
talked about it many times. So people are kind of waking up to the reality of California and what it's become and what it's gonna be. Right? Yeah, I think
Uh-huh.
I saw something about because even Newsom, right? He's trying to kind of be a little bit more moderate if you kind of pay
Hmm.
attention to what he's been doing. Because he even recently said that he didn't want to fund healthcare for illegal immigrants anymore, and that goes out of party lines,
Hmm.
um, to the point where even the California State Assembly or legislation, the Latino caucus, who we invited but they never responded, they said that they're going to work on legislation to make it so that we do have to provide medical for illegal immigrants. So it just goes to show you like what's the priority, right? If it's
Hmm.
not, the actual citizens of this country, the citizens of the state, why do we have to put money in that? And why are they focused on making sure that money does go into that?
Hmm.
It's just a lot of waste, you know? And again, that's what California has become. You look at the high speed rail, all the money that's been wasted on that, and what do we got? Like a not even a mile of it done in
Hmm.
I don't know how long. They're putting money aside to be able to sue Trump whenever I guess they want to for whatever reason. So it's just the mismanagement statewide, and especially the mismanagement with the money that they take from us. That's where people I think are opening their eyes to, paying a little more attention to that.
A third. That's how much they take away from me. A third. I don't know about you. A third. Looks like a third. Must be a third.
It's too much. If you a third,
A
that's
third.
that's too
And
much.
I get married and they take half.
Yeah. It's got to be like
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man.
a tenth.
Yeah.
You know what I
So
mean? Like that fraction's too high.
it's not good. No bueno.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
But Yeah, that's what's been happening. I, I, I'll see what we'll see what Newsom does.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people think, or rumors out there that Kamala could run for governor out here, which you know
She should.
would
She
would be
should. She
interesting.
should because that's that again. Daniel, don't just let her. Right? It's one of those. It's like let her self destruct. You know. Again, California is a little bit more dense with people that think like her, right? Or that
Hmm.
would sway that way. And she would be in hometown. She's
Hmm.
from Oakland or India, Oakland, India, Oakland, one of those. Uh, I don't know, man. It's like you said, right? Right now, it's like when they're woozy, and it's either we sideswipe their legs and take them out the game, and then we get a good strong candidate, or we let them get their feet together,
Hmm.
and possibly win in the 12th round, you
Hmm.
know, because
Yeah,
it's
no,
it's home it's home ring, it's home advantage.
yeah, and that's the point of talking to these candidates, and having a conversation with each of them. Um, we want a strong candidate. We don't want to just have a candidate, just because he's a Republican. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's People should be past that already. Um, you want candidates that are actually gonna give results and are focused on the right things. All this pandering and all the stuff that when we had David Tongipa on last week, how he was kind of talking about like the what did he call it? It's kind of like the woke. I heard people call it like the woke Olympics, or just the
Hmm.
you
They're
know
trying to outwoke each other.
yeah. I don't think you know people have time for that.
No.
We don't. I don't need to get pandered to. I just need to get you know, I'm gonna cut taxes. I'm gonna help with crime.
Hmm.
We're gonna make sure that our water management, forest management, like things that actually affect the state, like all these things are taken care of. The people are
Hmm.
taken care of. The and everything that's just been wasted, like cut it all out.
Hmm.
But
And it's what they spend the time on, right?
hmm.
Because it could be like you said, real stuff. What's hurting my wallet? What's making me unsafe? Um, Not just pandering, like you said, pandering to what, just because they're Republican. Oh, I'm gonna get dudes out of I don't think that's happening in my town. It might be, but what I know is happening for sure is there's a lot of people suffering, a lot of people losing their houses just because, hey man, they gotta feed their family,
Hmm.
and I feel it even at Costco. It's going up a little bit. Um, but like you said, I'm just looking now, and I'm just motivated to look for what's American, what's made here, and that's
Hmm.
been a treasure hunt in itself. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
when I cash out on my BBG on my baby girl, handbag made in America, shoes made in America, or parts made in America. The funny part is where they go made in America and assembled by bits from other little places that aren't so great. Seen that one. Um, yeah, just buy American. Buy American. It's buy American. I don't have a car right now, but I'm gonna buy an American car when I get one. For
So
sure.
you're gonna buy a Tesla?
Shoot, dude, that is no EMFs, bro. That's another thing, dude. Everything's gonna kill you. But yeah, man, just buy American. Buy American. Fuck, you
Yeah.
don't like Tesla, dude. The Rivian, I think, is American. No, all these, just buy American. Buy
Here,
American.
let me see. Uh, I'm gonna see if I can find a list of American.
Well, it's crazy that Tesla's not good enough, Daniel. Yeah, I mean, it's the same guy that saved those people from space.
Well,
From
that's the
space.
thing. That's the thing. It's like it's just people that are still stuck on just right. People don't like Tesla now because well, he's working with Trump,
Daniel,
right?
there's nothing gayer than a Tesla car that has that little Elon sticker crossed out.
Yeah. Well, I saw when I was in SoCal, I saw a couple that said, I think it said, "Love the car, not the CEO," or something like that. It's like, come on, now. Well, you're giving him your money, so
Yeah.
just because you have that little sticker doesn't mean anything.
I think there was something happened to I think NWA where somebody bought a whole bunch of cassettes and they ran them over with like a bulldozer or something. And
Hmm.
he was like, "You bought it.
Yeah, you still bought it.
You
Yeah.
still bought it. You still got it, dude." That's just again flag waving, right? Trying to
Hmm.
outwoke the next person, or they're just scared. Again, Daniel, that's so wrong, dude. No one should break your window because you own a Tesla, or because I got a Ford, or because I got a Nissan, or whatever, dude. In that case, break every Mercedes window.
Hmm.
Fucking, you know, that was straight out of Hitler. So, but what? You
Hmm.
know, it
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. And again, it's about that safety stuff. Again, people think it's okay to crack somebody and scratch them. And again, the most smartest car on earth, they're keying with cameras and sensors, and but those people know they have the system on their side, Daniel, because none of those people are doing time for that terrorism that they're doing. 14 Tesla cars in one parking lot gone off
But
of
isn't that weird? Because it's if you say it's terrorism, wouldn't that be a federal thing? And who's in charge of the FBI right now? So
cash. Get to it.
if those people are burning up Tesla vehicles and buildings and whatnot, and they're not seeing any consequences, at least I think there's been a couple, but not all of them. You know what I mean? You got to wonder. Okay, well,
Mm-hmm.
either they're building investigations or something what's going on. So
Yeah.
you know,
Ah,
it goes back to the people voted for things to get done, and if people aren't seeing things happening as quickly as maybe they had hoped, some people get a little frustrated. But there also still is a little bit of time, so we'll see how it all plays out. We do gotta, it's been what, a little over 100 days.
yeah. Only within 100 days. Yeah.
So that if we're 2 years in, they're about to lose the majority in Congress or something, and nothing got done, then then we could be
Hmm.
really upset. But we'll see what happens.
I'm all right with what they've been doing up until now. I think there's a little shakiness over there with Cash Patel and Bongino or whatever. But hey, dude, I'm gonna stay out of that one.
I'm well. That's the thing, right? They got
Oh
access to
man.
everything, so you would have to hope that if they're being truthful as they said they were going to be and be transparent and all that, like you would have to hope if the guy said that, because I think the controversial thing that they came out with recently was that Epstein did kill himself, right? Like if they say that and they are who I guess you would say who we think they are, then you would have to kind of in a sense trust them, right? And not
I'm trying to.
you know what I mean? And not go against them because they seem like good people. They seem like
Yeah.
their intentions are genuine in letting the American public know what's going on. And a lot of people weren't happy that they said that. But
Hmm.
again, it's like they have access to all that, so I gotta hope that they're being sincere.
Dang, it doesn't take much to sway me one way or another. I saw the video and I saw them going, he killed himself. Am I all right? He killed himself. One comment down. Uh Bogino, like a video of like years ago saying Bogino, don't let this go. He didn't kill himself. And I go, fuck. Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
God.
yeah. And that's
And that's just a
that's
random Twitter guy. He gets I'm like, now I'm with you.
yeah. Well, all that stuff's out there that they
Wi-
like. Again, they said that they were gonna get to the bottom of. So someone
Mhm.
like Dan Bongino that says, right, you got to look into it, can't get away with it. You would have to hope that him saying that Epstein did it to himself
I'm
is
gonna take your word
actually,
for it.
you would hope, all
Yeah.
right, this
Yeah.
dude saw everything and it's like, you know what? Yeah, he did. But then again, you never know. It's not easy to trust a government that has
Yeah.
constantly lied to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we'll
Mm-hmm.
see.
Get it together, Cash.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that's all I got.
That's all I got.
All
Until
right.
next
Well,
week.
till next week. Like I said, starting June we'll have governor candidates on. June 3rd will be the first one, David Serpa, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Shout out
Um,
David.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. You might see an announcement from us on something about that, but we'll see what happens. Anyhow, that's all we got. Peace be with you. Till next time.